to the Think Loud Crew podcast. 3 moms getting real with parenthood, relationships, and our WTF moments of our daily lives. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday.
I was about to say it's Friday. It's definitely going to be Monday by the time this airs.
Yes,
but today is Friday.
It definitely feels like a fucking Friday.
It does. I woke up this morning screaming, "It's Friday!" And Ryder was like, "You're yelling, Mom." I'm like,
You're like, I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm happy it's the weekend. I had a long week.
Did you? Were you just busy, like, constant, like, work and just
I wasn't
into it? No?
This is my first week not filming.
That's good.
Yeah. So, like, I didn't have that. I had to do, like, some Zoom stuff for the show, but, like, that's pretty easy, you know. But, like, I didn't film this week, so I was like, okay, I'm going to relax this week and, like, get my house organized. No. Now that I'm thinking about what the fuck did I do this week? Did I get anything done that's productive? Like, that's how I'm thinking now, and I don't know what I did. What I did not do.
What did you not do?
Sleep. I didn't sleep.
Maybe that's why you're feeling.
That's why I'm loopy.
That's why you say it's Friday.
Yeah. Ryder had a bad sleep week.
Oh.
So I didn't sleep.
Does she come into your guys' bed when she doesn't sleep well? Or
but
does she stay?
We're trying to train her, so train her.
Train her.
trying to train this
still
girl.
Sleep training.
Yeah.
Hey,
we
that's
7
real.
years in, we're still sleep training.
8 years in.
She'll come into our room and we walk her back to her room.
Got it.
But the
Did
other
she
night
stay?
we did that like 5 times, and I was exhausted by the time I woke up. Like, really woke up in the morning, and I'm looking at her, she's looking at me, and I'm like,
"Girl,
I know I'm tired,
win."
so I know you're tired, and I know you're going to school because I have shit to do."
And I know you're going to school.
You're going
not
to school.
staying with me, little girl.
Yeah, I'm like, Ryder, you keep getting up. That's on you. Like, stay in the bed and go to sleep. So, like, we had a whole argument. She went to school.
In the middle of the night?
In the morning.
Oh, in the morning. Okay.
And then the school called me, and they're like, she's tired. You gotta come get her. I'm like, what? But she told the school that her ears were hurting. She had an earache, right? So the school's calling me like, oh, Mrs. Davis, we think she might have an ear infection. And I'm on the phone thinking.
You said, no, she
I'm
don't.
like, no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
You're like, she's fine. Let her stay.
And they're like, no, like, you know, with this, like, you got to get in front of the ear infections, all this stuff. I'm like, so
you told them. You said, no, she doesn't.
I'm like, no, she doesn't. They're like, well, you know, she's
you
saying
need to go get her.
I'm like, bro, all right. So I pick her up. She's walking out the nurse's office, and she kind of, like, smirks at me and winks. And I'm like, you con artist. So we get in the car. I say, I'm like, Ryder, what was up? And she's like, my ears, like, you know, they hurt. I'm like, are they hurting right now? Should we go to the hospital? She goes, well, no. I said, so what is it? She goes, I'm just tired. I'm
just tired. She said, I had a rough night waking you up every hour. It was like every hour?
It was every hour. I checked my cameras, and it was every hour. And you could see me dragging by the end of, like, the night. I was just, like,
because that's exhausting. When kids, I swear, Parker likes to, he'll start off in his bed, and then he'll say my name a couple times. Mom? I'm like, yeah. And go back to sleep. And then I'm like, then he'll be like, Mom?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, dude, I can't with you.
So it was bad for like 2 nights, but we've been dealing with her having sleeping issues since she was a baby. Like, it's ongoing. It's just ongoing. So I did contact her pediatrician, and we're gonna do a sleep study
to see what's going on,
like what that little brain is doing in the middle of the night, because I feel like that thing be turning. It's just going nuts.
I wonder, does she have bad dreams ever, or is it just her just constant?
I don't even think she's sleep enough to have a dream. Like, I don't think she's even in that rim yet to dream.
She's not even there.
No, she's not even there. So that was my week, and that's what I've been dealing with. Kyle isn't here, guys, because she has to work at my parents' office this morning, got stuck down there, was on her way, and then got stuck behind an accident. So
life is lifing.
Life is lifing, and when is life not lifing?
Life is always lifing, and I feel like, especially when you're an entrepreneur or just a working mom, just being a working
even
human,
a mom that's not working.
Yes, life is still lifing. Just being alive, because life be just hitting you all types of ways, and you just be like, ah!
yeah, literally. You're just trying to stay on your feet. So because of that, I swear there was like maybe this week it was, or last week, I'm not sure, but I've been like working on different things as far as like just different stuff. So you guys know Travis. Travis is our engineer. Travis and I were talking about like different things we could do with the podcast, because there's some weeks some episodes do good. There's some weeks some episodes don't do as good. Like that's just what it is. So we've been trying to figure out new, what do we do? How do we get the vibe up?
What's the new thing that's going to make it come back again?
Yeah.
To where you guys are like...
New energy, new vibe, stuff like that. And it also doesn't help that all of our schedules sometimes just don't align.
Yeah. Like the last maybe 3 other episodes, our schedules did not align at all.
No.
We were going on trips. We were doing work. There's work and trips and just life. So, yeah.
And then with summer coming up, I think it's just going to kind of increase with what everyone has going on. So all of that conversation was happening behind the scenes. Then we get a text in a whole nother chat from Remy. You guys all know Remy. Remy has been on the podcast a few times. And I swear it was like she knew what Travis and I were talking about. I don't know how, but her little brain
I swear.
knew.
It's just the energy manifesting.
Right.
Air,
exactly. She was
universe.
like,
She's like, you guys love me.
Yeah.
You love my energy.
So Remy asked, is there a spot or like a way where we could work it out to where she can be a co-host? Because she's like, I know that there's some times where your schedules don't align. And there's some weeks, guys, where it's like none of us can record.
At all. And we're scrambling and trying to figure it out.
Right. And we don't want to reuse old episodes. So I was like, yeah, there's definitely a space where you can come on either with any of us, with all of us, or by yourself. And a guest, or shit, I can sit and listen to Remy talk by herself. I'm not
all
even
day.
gonna lie.
She has so much amazing knowledge, and her voice.
Yeah,
it's just so
it's intriguing. Like it makes you want to
listen. It makes you want to like, oh my goodness. And she has such a different aspect of motherhood. She brings so much different. She brings different energy to the pod. Would bring different energy to the podcast.
So we are going to basically get your guys' opinions. Like, that's why there's a third seat sitting next to Shannon, because Remy's going to join us today.
Yes, she is.
But we want your opinion on what you guys think about this idea. And the premise of the idea is that Remy will be a co-host on the Think Loud Crew podcast. And like I said, it will be in different forms. So it could be where she's here on a day that I'm not here, or Shannon or Kyle, or she could just be here when all four of us are here.
Yeah.
Or there's going to be times where Remy will just take over and do it with herself and a guest. We wanted to basically ask you guys
first
before we said, yeah, come on. Like, I know that anytime Remy has done the podcast, she's gotten a big
warm welcome.
Yeah, like warm welcome. Everyone is super they just love when she comes on. So I highly doubt anyone is going to say, no, we don't want her.
But we would like to see what your thoughts. I know it's been the three of us for the last few years, and it would bring different energy and a whole new realm to our podcast. But I think it would be a really cool aspect to the podcast to have a co-host that has a different view of motherhood, spiritually, and for her to bring on different guests and different topics that she can bring on to the podcast.
Yeah.
So we really want to hear your feedback first before it's like a sealed deal. But we think that you guys are going to be responsive to it. We just want to make sure that it's a good fit for our podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So Remy's going to come on today. She's going to spill her spill the same way we just kind of told you guys what it is. But within that, the topic that we're going to like start talking about the next few weeks is us talking about redefining motherhood. Okay. I'm not going to lie how I got there.
How did you get here? Okay, so you guys, she literally sent this huge, which is beautiful, written and like thought out, but I really want to know how you got there, because
I was on a rabbit hole.
I figured this looks like you were on a rabbit hole, but I think it's an amazing rabbit hole to go down because motherhood looks so different now from what it used to. I guess from our mothers, how they
and then even from theirs,
because I feel like sometimes our mothers look at us like, damn, you're doing a lot. Or I've always seen my mom be that hustler, working and being the stand-up woman. But I really like this topic because I feel like it could be a couple weeks of a really good talk. Yeah. Because we can hit the points that you've hit.
So many different points.
A lot of different points.
Okay, so there was one night I was up and I couldn't sleep and I was looking at my DMs, and I rarely look at my DMs because sometimes that just has crazy shit and I don't feel like reading crazy shit.
I'm sure.
But somebody messaged me, and it was about redefining motherhood. And basically, it was a nice message, but they were saying, you have, created, your brand based off of family and lifestyle and being a mom. Yeah. But, you've redefined in their head what motherhood could look like.
Okay.
And I was thinking, well, why? Or, how? You know what I mean?
And how did I redefine it?
Yeah, what was your, what did it look like to you versus, what I'm doing? And after, talking and stuff and going down a rabbit hole.
Did you talk to the person who sent the DM?
I asked. Because I couldn't sleep. Sometimes I'd be talking to strangers. I was like, so what'd that mean?
What are you saying to me?
They were saying, from what they've seen, mothers are very, traditional. Not outspoken, not career-driven. Just kind of, more, coming off more... traditional and really stuck in dender roles. So I'm gonna clean the house, I'm gonna stay home and take care of the kids, I'm gonna cook dinner and stuff. And she was like, I follow you on Snap and I really like to see how you and Zach will split tasks or we'll just do things differently. There was one night he cooked dinner and then I cooked dinner. She's like, that to me is redefining what motherhood looks like, because for me as a mom, I always put myself in a gender-based role box.
So she's
yes.
Cooking, cleaning, picking up the kids, doing all the things.
Right. Where she's like,
my quote-unquote
what a mother would do. But she's like, I'd never seen it to where a husband could do these things along your side and or without you.
That's deep.
There's many times where I'm not cleaning, but Zach is
cleaning.
And to some people, they're like, that's your job. But why?
But why should it be my job?
Right. So that took me down this rabbit hole of redefining motherhood. So I ChatGPT'd it.
I was wondering. Okay. I was really wondering. I wanted to text that in our group chat, but I didn't want to offend you. But I was like,
why? I love ChatGPT.
I was gonna ask her. I was like, did you ask Chat?
I did.
And they gave you
then they gave me different scenarios. So
are these some of them or all of them?
No, these are some of them. Okay. And then I went down the rabbit hole continued. I'm not gonna lie.
When you go down rabbit holes, you go down them.
You guys, this is books of stuff.
It's not. I wish you guys could see, because when they were coming, I was like, whoa. Because when she said, I have a topic, and usually it's a short, we should talk about this. But then when I got the text, I said, wait, hold on, Cheyenne. I'm not ready.
I was going crazy with it. So the main topic that I want to be the overall premise of the next few podcasts, and it can go in many different directions, but the main topic is redefining motherhood, and that means challenging traditional notions of motherhood and explore what it means to be a mom in the modern world. So that's discussing your career aspirations, personal interests, and the pursuit of individual identity outside of motherhood. I really think social media has also played a role in moms feeling more power within their voice and their selves to show what motherhood really looks like right now.
Yes.
And that can be a good thing and a bad thing.
That's why I've said because there's so many different things on social media with how motherhood looks like to different people.
Yes.
And then also trying to keep up with that type of motherhood. Oh shit, you're
So that's how it goes. Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Right. So it can go in so many different ways. So when I say it can be good or bad, you can look on social media and you can find different moms. Like, I can really look and find different moms. I can find a Pinterest mom or, like, the DIY mom or whatever. Like, the mom who's doing all the cute things and making the fucking fancy-ass lunch boxes. And then for, like,
the bento
and then
boxes,
I go on Amazon,
cute.
I order a bento box.
And you're not doing it. You're just throwing everything in the compartments. That is me.
I did the bento box for, like, 2 days. But then by the time I got home, all the compartments are, like, the shit is everywhere. So I'm like, how do they keep their food in all these different areas and it doesn't move?
I like the bento box. I don't know for Parker. But then at the same time, I feel like the bento boxes are cute.
But they're not big.
But then sometimes they're not big. And I'm like, is my child eating enough? So then I pack all these other snacks on top of his bento box.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So there's that mom.
Okay.
You know, and then there's like the mom on social that shows like all of the ugly crafts. And the crying.
Oh, yeah.
Like the crying. I see those pages where it's like, you know, my kid threw shit on me today and this is now me crying in the car. Yes. I've seen those mom pages. I've seen the ones who are like empowering like working moms. Like, I think you can go on social and really find your realm or your lane of a type of mom, which can be good or bad.
Find new moms showing their daily lives of motherhood and what that looks like. You can find
Right now on my home feed is the videos of where it's like 30-year-old mom making lunch for my 5 kids or something. Like, it literally is like those
the power mom.
Like those videos, like those cooking videos of like moms doing these things. And I don't know, I sit there and really watch them. I like them.
I have a bunch of new moms on my feed right now.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Pregnancy?
No, I don't know.
Or like babies?
I have the new moms that are like showing like their daily lives, so like what it looks like to be a first-time mom, and how they prep in the morning and doing all these different things. So I have that on my feed a lot. I don't know why, but it's beautiful.
Yeah,
because it's interesting to see how new moms are coming and like encouraging other moms that it's not easy.
Yeah.
But in still being an influencer and still trying to do all the things.
Trying to show it
and how it's
yes.
doable, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, I do think that social media has changed a lot over the years. And now you can...
Showing the power.
You can find so much on there when it comes to anything, but really, like, there's a whole new thing of, like, just moms being more, like, I'm going to push content out there. When I say it could be a good or bad thing, is that, to me, if you're a mom, I'm a mom. And I'm down.
Yes, you are a mom.
I'm like having a down day, or I'm down on myself, or I feel like I'm not being a good mom. And then I open up my page and it's like, you know, a mom showing all the frills and thrills and rainbows and unicorns of motherhood. It makes me feel like, dang, am I not doing enough?
Exactly.
So then I feel like that side of it is hard. Or if you do show your children or show how you are a mom, then you take the risk of being shamed.
Of what you're doing.
Yes.
There's so much mom shaming, or you shouldn't be doing this yet, or why are you doing that?
Yeah.
So there is a good and the there's a good and the bad, because there are moms that will judge you. There is moms, you know.
And that part is hard. So
it is hard. Even shaming you for doing too much for your kid, or
yes, there's always somebody with an opinion. That's like the hard part of it. And you don't know if they're gonna have a good opinion or a bad opinion. And it can be the smallest thing. So the other day I kind of did something in the car, and then someone messaged me and was like, "Why is Ryder 7 and still in a booster seat?" And I'm like,
"Isn't she supposed to be?
Isn't she exactly?"
Sorry. Isn't she supposed to be?
Why isn't your kid
in a booster seat?
I'm like, okay, I'm trying to understand like why this is an issue. So then I was just like, instead of me just going back and forth, I was like, maybe they just don't know. So let me take a different approach and just educate them that it's based off of weight and height, not age.
Yeah, it is. Because I know... I mean, I would probably be a mom where people be like, why isn't your kid not in a booster seat? Because my kid, I don't know how, but I think riding with his dad, I'm about to be judged. But now Parker sits in his front seat sometimes.
Ooh,
and
they're going to cancel you.
And honestly, at first, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm going
to jail.
I'm going against all the fucking rules because my kid's not supposed to be in the front seat. But I know that he got that from his dad because it's like,
yes,
cool dad. whatever, cool parent. He's a cool parent. So I'm like, I don't want to be a cool parent, so sometimes I let him sit in the front seat. But I know that's not.
So you would be judged.
I would be judged, and I'm sure you guys.
Somebody is gonna shame you from this. You
guys are gonna be like, Shannon, put your kid
in the back seat, in the middle, in the booster seat with Ryder. I'm telling you, it does not.
I'm buying you a booster seat right now, Shannon.
It doesn't matter what you do. Like, anything you do, somebody. That's what social media is. It's like a place where people like to share their opinions. So, fine. It's hit or miss if you're gonna get a good one or bad one that day. So. I think social media plays a huge role in motherhood right now.
So redefining motherhood. And it's always, and I feel like this era of mothers and just who we are now with social media, with all these different tools and things that we have, resources, it's just like, it's a total different thing of going about motherhood. Whether that's your the way you're working, the way you're bringing up your kids.
Yeah.
Like soft discipline. What is it called?
Gentle parenting.
Gentle parenting, not gentle parenting. Spanking, non-spanking. Right. It's so many different. It's such a wide range of things that we can talk about. And was so happy when you brought that up because it's.
And then there's this new realm of like modern mom versus traditional mom and what that looks like. So I asked ChatGPT, which you guys know is my shit. Okay. I asked it what are like the top things that are like redefining motherhood and like what that looks like. So the ones they said are career aspirations. So many moms now are pursuing different careers while raising kids, where like back in the day, it's like, the husband goes out and has the career and the mom kind of stays home because the moms aren't supposed to make those type of sacrifices. Like you're supposed to stay with your child. Then there's like personal interests. So moms that are carving out times for their hobbies, passions, and self-care. Like we matter too.
We matter too. And I feel like I like to preach that a lot because if you're not giving yourself self-care or giving yourself hobbies, how are you going to be the best mom for your kid? You're just going to latch out.
It said individual identity, so motherhood doesn't define women solely. So what's your title? We did an episode on that. Like, what's your title beyond, like, being a mom? And then modern moms are breaking stereotypes. So challenging societal stereotypes and expectations placed on mothers, advocating for greater inclusivity, diversity, and representation in media and culture. So rejecting the notion of one-size-fits-all approach to motherhood. I really liked that one.
I like that one. Supporting each other. Moms are finding solidarity and support in their efforts to redefine motherhood, forming communities and networks where they can share their triumphs, right?
Yeah.
Triumphs?
Yeah.
They're lifting each other up, offering encouragement, validation, empathy as they navigate the complexities of modern motherhood together.
And I feel like that's where they do it on social media. Like, I feel like on social, you can find your community of moms that can give you that validation.
Or moms that look like you.
Yes.
Like, okay, I am okay. Right. I am doing what. And I feel like even within your mom groups, because I feel like within us, we see each other working in a
not
traditional way and supporting each other and like, you're doing okay. Like, I think that's really important.
Yeah, so I don't want to, like, hit all of the topics because I want to wait for, like, Remy and Kyle and everyone to be here. But I really liked looking at the differences of a modern mom versus a traditional mom.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out who I was. And I realized that I take things from both. Or in my head, at least, I think I take things from both. To where I would probably say I'm more of modern than traditional. But I like to think a little bit of both. I hold traditional, like, values.
I think you do. I think also that has to do with, like, how we were brought up in a way. Because I think traditional is still good. I think it's still good to practice to be in our soft era, I guess.
Oh, God, this damn soft era. The
to
fucking
me, like,
soft era
mother
is
era.
just so irritating to me. I'm sorry. Am I the only one who's irritated by this whole, like, soft girl era? Let's
I don't
wear
even
dresses
know what that
and
means.
run in the field of flowers. Oh, I can tell you.
You can wait. I'm cracking up because I for sure posted a picture of my soft girl era dress, y'all.
And were you in a field of flowers?
Yes, no. I was. Were you in a field of flowers? No, I wasn't. But yeah, I mean.
Okay, the soft girl era refers to a style and aesthetic trend characterized by a gentle, innocent, and feminine appearance. It often includes pastel colors.
Shut up, Shy. I'm done. I'm done with soft girl era.
Floral patterns, oversized clothing. What?
Oversized?
That's weird.
That is weird.
Delicate accessories like hair clips and ribbons and natural makeup with an emphasis on blush and lip gloss. This trend gained popularity on social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram.
I'm cracking up because I'm not innocent.
Oh my God.
At all. And I'm not soft.
I'm trying.
Are you trying to be in your soft girl era?
Okay, I don't want to wear pastel, but
you're trying to be...
When it comes to the feminine approach, I like that. Like, that's what I'm taking from this. And I think that...
I feel like that fits into defining motherhood.
Yeah, and I think a part of that is just, like, trying to figure out who I am. Like, as a woman, I would take motherhood and put it on the side in the same way I would take, like, being a wife and put it on the side. Like, these are all titles and hats that I wear, but, like,
that goes back to, like, who am I without the titles?
But then all the titles make me who I am. So that's always my confusion.
So, like, I feel like that's the characters that are building you as the woman that you are.
Right.
But I don't think they all define you. Like,
it's hard.
It is a hard thing to think about.
Because it's also, like, what's wrong with those being your titles? There's nothing wrong with
those titles.
I think just sometimes you feel like as a person
you're stuck
you
in them.
Lost. Yeah, or you're put into a box.
And then people come to you for just that title. You're like, wait, that's not just who I am.
Yeah.
I'm more than that.
I'm more than just writer's mom.
Get to know me.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I'm not just that person.
I understand how titles make you who you are, but I can also see how titles can hold you back or put you in a certain box. And that goes for everything. Even like me being on a show called Teen Mom.
It puts you in a box.
It puts me in a box.
Well, because then people are like, is she a teen mom?
Right. Or even with like social media deals. Like I do influencing deals.
Yeah.
And I've had some companies say like, oh, like we can't really do a deal because she's on Teen Mom. She's a teen mom. And I'm like, I'm not a teen mom, but I am on a show called Teen Mom. So I've been put in the same box as a teen mom. You know what I mean? So in some ways,
that's interesting.
It has put me in a box that I can't get out of. I mean, I'm still on the show.
Do you feel like it holds you back sometimes from different deals or from different things?
Definitely held me back from different deals, but at the same time, it's like if you're not going to want to work with me because I'm a quote unquote teen mom, then like fuck you anyway. Like,
right. I support teen mom, so don't.
Like, what is the difference of me putting on this deodorant if I'm a teen mom or not? Like, I can talk about how good the deodorant smells regardless. You know what I mean? Like, all right, fine. So I think in the situations where I have lost deals because of the box that I'm in with being on Teen Mom.
That's interesting. I knew that.
Yeah.
That people really put you in that box and like I can't work with you because of that.
Yeah, and it has like a negative what's that word? Negative connotation? Okay, we need Kyle here. It has like a negative like thing that follows you with it, you know what I mean? So dang, I'm really trying to think because there was a really big deal that I thought I got, and then they were like, they said no because of
Teen
Mom, and I just remember being so upset at the time, and then realizing like
that's not what I am.
Like realizing like I don't care. Like, I have to let it go that wasn't the right fit for me. Like, there's a reason I wasn't supposed to do it.
You weren't supposed to have that.
Yeah, and if that company has such a negative idea when it comes to teen moms that,
That's interesting, yeah.
I don't need to work with them.
Just because of a name, because not necessarily everybody on that show was a teen mom.
Some of them were just young moms.
Young moms.
But I realized that it put me in a box, and
because of the name
of the name. So going back to titles, I think that sometimes we do become who our titles are, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's also like when you're in the bed at night and you're thinking, it's like you don't want to
have those titles.
Yeah,
you
don't want them.
You're like, I am my own person. I am my, like, I guess you were saying with the Redefining Motherhood, it's like the hobbies that you do or other things that you have for yourself. Because you don't want to always be defined as, I don't want to, like, Parker's mom or me as a hairstylist or, like, I'm not just those things. I'm much, much more, and I'm deeper than, if you're going to keep me there, then you can't get to the deeper level of
what else there is
of me.
Yeah. And then I think the older we get, it's like the more hats we wear. And the more titles get put and layered. And then the more non-titles you wear, then it's the more questions. So, like
why don't you do that? Why aren't you?
Or why aren't you married? Or, like, it comes with the age of
when
things.
Are you going to have kids?
Yeah.
I get that a lot. More, where you probably, when you have more kids, or
I'm like,
where's
never.
your husband? Or all these things. I'm like, that's my life now. I'm like, my mom the other day, she was like, are you lonely? Are you sad because you don't have a husband yet?
Yeah, I am. I actually am.
Thanks for bringing it up, because guess what?
I actually am. Are you going to help me get one? Did you find one for me?
Is he at the door? Does he have a ring for me?
Right.
Because that doesn't define who I am. Or
no.
Even Parker's dad the other day, he was like,
I can't believe he's a husband.
That shit blows my mind every single day.
Does he wear a wedding band?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So this guy, he works at a hardware store, so I guess his other ring is too flashy.
Oh, so he wears like one of those rubber band things?
Yes! I was looking at it the other day and I was like, what is that? He's like, well, since my other ring is really nice, I don't want to get it messed up at the hardware store.
Okay, Robert.
I said, okay, sir. And he showed me his other ring, and I was like, that's
really nice. That's so nice. I can literally picture you, Shannon.
Literally,
that's so nice. Parker, you see how nice it
is? Because he wears like this rubber band thing. But yeah, I can't believe he's a husband. But he had the nerve to tell me one day, he was like, it's okay. Your time is coming. I wanted to slap the shit out of him. I'm like, Negro, please.
I had been like, Robert, I'm going to step on you right now. Okay, guys, so we had to take a quick little break because Remy just got here, and we're excited to have you. Hi. I have to catch you up because I just kind of told them everything, and you weren't here yet.
Okay. We told them literally everything.
Yeah.
We're excited.
Yeah.
Okay,
so backstory before you had texted us about being a co-host is that Travis and I, who's our normal engineer you've met Travis, we were talking on the side about like different things that we needed to do for the podcast, about how like schedules haven't been aligning, about how like some episodes do really well, some episodes don't do as well, new energy, new topics, like things like that. And I was just like, okay, back to the drawing board. So that whole week, me and him had kind of been, like, going different scenarios of different things, and then you sent that text.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
That is insane.
I was just saying, like, the universe really, like, God was like, here.
Right.
Here you go. And Remy was like, here I'm coming.
So when you sent that text, that's why I sent that GIF back, and it was
like an answer. Yes.
Well, I had no idea.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I haven't even told Travis yet. He's going to find out probably when he edits this.
Right. I'd be like, oh, this is great.
Right, but literally we were like back to the drawing board just trying to figure out like new vibes, new just like, you know, like we've been doing it for 2 years.
Yes.
And I think sometimes we need new like opinions almost, or
energy, or
perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we started off by talking about that, and then leading into how like there's this moments, a lot of moments where schedules just don't align, especially with summer coming up. I know that there's going to be a lot of like trips, work, in, out, and stuff like that. And how the way, you know, you presented yourself was like, I can come in like when you guys aren't able to do it, or if you guys are able to do it, like I can do either one and stuff. So it was just like the alignment of the timing fits really well, I think.
I think it does too. I think it would be amazing to have your spirit and energy on the podcast when one of us is not here or all of us are here, and then having your I can't speak, your opinion on things and just your aspect of life and motherhood and what you have to say and bring to the table.
Yeah.
That's great.
There was like 3 episodes ago where I was talking to them, Kyle and Shannon, or maybe it was just Kyle. I don't know if you were here, Shannon, but I was telling her, you know, sometimes it's hard for me to talk about certain topics where I feel like I constantly have to put my marriage over here, like in the back of my head, because they're not married. So I don't always want to drive my opinion based off of like, well, I'm married, so like this is why I think this way. Or like this is what it was. When Shantiera was here, it was like a different dynamic to be able to talk to someone else that was married. Yeah. And we were vibing. Yeah. We were like excited to talk about it. Yeah. Yes, where I was like,
that me and Kyle do not understand.
So
it's a whole new
yeah. So Kyle afterwards was like, you and T were like living it up in there. I'm like, well, it was fun to talk to someone else who's like newly married. She's young. She's, you know, a new mom. Like, it's just different. I can't talk to you and Shannon about those things.
We have no idea. We are lost.
We're not lost,
but we are in the searching world. We're searching for our...
You're in the praying for a husband realm.
We are praying and writing letters to our husbands. We are writing letters to our future husband that God is prepping for us.
Yes. Honestly, I loved that season, though. Like... being with my husband is absolutely amazing, but my season right before him was so necessary.
Was that the season of singleness?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was a season where you did not have sexy time.
I didn't date anyone. I wasn't
you didn't date anyone?
No.
And you just had
season of singleness.
Yeah.
So you were single.
I was full-blown single.
Look at me. I'm like trying to
Shannon is trying to process.
She's like, define single.
Define single. Because
she's like, again, you weren't having sex, but keep going.
So no dinner dates, no nothing.
Oh
I would not take a date. I wouldn't give out my phone number. Like, it was a true season of isolation for me.
Yeah.
Because one thing I noticed was that I was so unclear about what I wanted in a man that I would change what I wanted based on who was available.
So you're like, I want you now.
I'm like, oh, actually,
you're nice.
You're exactly it.
You're the man that I wanted. You what I prayed for, sir.
So, like, I would even, like, sometimes when guys would say, I remember this very particular instance where I was on a dinner date. This was right before my season of singleness. And this guy had all these different ideas for an open relationship and all these things. And I knew I wanted to be married and have, like, a relationship that was closed.
Non-open.
You said that was closed.
With just me and my husband. And for some reason, I felt so timid and even just, like, saying what I wanted because I didn't want to be... like, discounted from his, I don't know, whatever it was. I was like...
You didn't want to not be liked by him.
Exactly. And I was, like, in this terrible place where I was willing to sacrifice, like, my morals and what I wanted and what I knew I deserved just because, like, this guy was, like, real cute, real fancy.
You're like, I'll be in an open relationship.
And I was like, no, I definitely didn't say I would be in an open relationship, but I was like, well, we don't have to date. We could be friends. Like, you know how you like someone's energy and their aura?
You're like, I want you
and
around.
And you kind of, like, want to hang out with them. And sometimes I felt like I couldn't even be my authentic self by saying what I wanted because I was afraid of rejection. I was so afraid of rejection.
Interesting.
And the only way that like I could overcome that was to isolate.
You're just
so
don't bother me.
I needed to like completely isolate and just have my time with God, and I had to understand who I was, who He said I was, and then what He saw for me as a husband, because I was changing with the wind. So, like, the season of singleness was necessary. It was vital because, like, I got to see who I was. I got to learn who I was outside of men, outside of constantly being busy. Like, I was so busy. I said yes to every event. I worked in entertainment. So I was, like, out all the time.
Going.
My friends were, like, my comfort. So we were just always together. And, like, during that season, I even had to, like, you know, say no to my friends often because I needed to just, like, sit still. And it was in that stillness that I was able to really learn who I was and what God says about me. And through that, figure out the kind of husband that I wanted, that I needed, and then I could pray into that. Because I didn't know, you know? Like, I just knew that I one day wanted to be married and have children, but that was the extent of it. I was like, I want him to be cute. I want him to have this and have that and have that and have this and have that and have a yacht and a boat. And not a yacht,
and the boat.
She said a yacht and a boat.
And the Lord was like, okay,
girl, chill.
Let's rediscuss your list. Let's just rip it up and let's rewrite this
Let's get it back
on my word. So that's why I say the season of singleness was so vital, because it was in that time of isolation that I was developed. It's like, you know how when the old school pictures, how they had to like go in the dark?
Yep.
I had to go in the dark. I had to be hidden. And it was when I was hidden, when I was in my season of singleness, that like I bloomed into who I was supposed to be this whole time. But I was just like,
you were nervous to
I was just a copy of everything I saw. Like, I wasn't even authentically myself. I was formed by all the things.
By your outside surroundings.
By, like, everything else, to where, like, I didn't even know who I was. I didn't know myself much. Because it was just, like, constantly based on who I was around and what I was doing. I was so busy. Like, you know how when you're just so
busy?
You
don't even have time to even think about what you're doing.
You're just going.
You conform to your surroundings and the people you're around.
Yeah. So that was, like, my crazy journey leading into my season of singleness that, like, I really needed to be there. And I loved it. I didn't want to come out. Like,
she did love it. I was like, are you done yet?
I did not want to come out.
Come outside.
I would be knocking on the door. Like,
I said,
you still in there, Remy?
You okay? You coming out?
No, it was actually cool to witness. It was cool to watch, like, as her friend, to watch her go through that, and then to see, like, who blossomed out of it. It's been a cool experience, and it's not one that I don't think any of us, like, her friends, took lightly. You know, I think if we were not real friends, it would have been easy to say, like, Remy's changed, like,
right?
You know, like, but like in a negative way of like casting her off, of like now she thinks she's this or this. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if we were superficial friends, then it would have been easy to just keep being outside and just kind of say that. But it was, from my perspective, it was cool to watch her go through this, to support it from the sideline, and then to also see how she kind of, like, how do I say it, started the journey for other people in our circle, like,
to come in.
No, like, with Remy single, with her being, like, single, and her, like, getting, like, really into Christ and stuff, then I started to see other people that we hang out with in our circle be single and then start taking the ass to church. I was like, you said yes!
It was just how we can, like, negatively influence our friends. I sometimes negatively influenced my friends before my season of singleness, and it was really cool to see how I could be used in a positive direction too.
I love that, because it is cool to see yourself being a positive influence to your friends. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You're
so
going to
that
church,
was
you're
cool
doing this,
to
you're doing
witness.
that.
Like from my side, I was like, oh, I like this. So I don't know, it was fun.
You're like,
I'm like, this is fun to watch. Like Remy, I've seen Remy in different seasons, but this was by far the best one.
I like this season.
This one is great.
That was a good one. I was actually talking to some girls last night, and I was like, you know how you get into a new season, but you still kind of hold on to the old one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I first started dating Brandon, I was like dreading my season of singleness ending. And I was like clenching on to like I don't know, it was just so special. And it just filled my soul like completely. I've never been that fulfilled in my whole life. And it wasn't attached to a person.
So you were like, boy, you better be blessed that I'm about to come out for you.
I didn't want to lose that like internal fulfillment that was not based on work, that was not based on a title, that was not based on a relationship, that wasn't based on clothes, that wasn't based on a car. It was just based on a vertical relationship with my Heavenly Father. And I knew that getting into a relationship would take away from that one. And that's just the honesty of it. It's like when I'm sitting in my room by myself all day and I'm just journaling and talking to God and like praying, like I can't, when I'm in a relationship, I need to talk to my
partner. Yeah.
I need to tell you,
I need to tell you things.
You can't just talk to God.
You just journal like, sorry to beat this.
Eventually you have to talk to the person sitting next to you.
You're like,
so I did mourn leaving that season, and I was like, I don't really want to.
Did you explain that to Brandon when dating him? Like, I'm leaving a very sacred part of my life that I built for myself and was comfortable in, and I'm leaving this to talk to you and to explore this whole new relationship.
Yeah.
Was he understanding?
It wasn't that eloquent, but I more so said to him, like when we first met, I told him I wasn't interested in giving him my phone number because I'm not dating right now. And then a few months later, he resurfaced, and we started chatting as friends, which was a hard no for me. Like, during the season of singleness, I wasn't even chatting with people as friends.
Like, but I don't even want to talk to you.
I instantly, loved his soul. And you know how you just, love someone's spirit?
Yeah.
So that happened. And then, like, a couple months later, we fell in love as friends. And I said to him, I don't want to date someone unless they're going to be my husband. And the only reason that, actually, I said that to him before we got serious. I was like, I'm not dating anyone unless I see husband potential in them. And I was like, I don't know if I see that in you. Like, I really do.
Oh, you were just...
She was very straightforward with
I love that. That's how, hey.
But then I saw everything that God revealed to me about what my husband was supposed to have. And y'all know the story. We, broke up for 6 weeks, and we ended up getting back together. And there was just, he has a spiritual fervency, if that's a word. That I adore to this day. And that was the only way I was leaving, my one-on-one with God was if, I knew my husband also prioritized that. So, when we do need to, have our, focused on our focus time vertically, that, horizontally, you're not distracting me. Because, y'all, we can get so distracted horizontally.
Yes, we can.
And look left and right constantly that we have no idea what's ahead of us. Constantly focus on this person and that person and even opinions of other people. So...
That's, yeah.
Janet said, yep.
That's so true. You can be so focused.
You just get
distracted by people, and I'm such an empath, so people's energy really affect me. And then it messes up vertically of what I'm supposed to be focusing on with God and what God has in store for me. Because I take so much energy from everybody. Yeah. And that,
In that same way, sister. Same way.
So, and this is why.
I was about to say, so.
This is why.
Same way, girl.
We would love Remy to come on and be our co-host.
Yeah, so what we did is we asked them, whoever's listening to this Monday, their opinions and thoughts on you coming in by yourself sometimes or with a guest or without us, with us, two of us, one of us, it doesn't really matter. We're sure that no one is going to say no because every episode you did, everyone always loved you on it. But I do think that, we want to be transparent and especially to our listeners who have started with us from the very first day to let them know, this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to go with the motion of, everybody saying yes. So the topic that we're going to be talking about the next few weeks that we kind of hit on the beginning of it, but just to speed you up so that next week when we come back, you can have your thoughts ready for it.
Tell me everything.
Is redefining motherhood.
Oh, I love that.
And we feel like it would be a perfect topic for you as well because we feel like you've been redefining motherhood.
Oh, yeah.
Becoming a mother, work, all the things.
Especially coming from corporate.
Coming to corporate and having your own business now with their clothing line and all the things. I just feel like for all of us, it's something that's super special that we can all share and talk about.
Yeah.
And just
and
elaborate on.
There's a lot of stereotypes that come with being a mom and being a modern mom versus being a traditional mom versus being a non-traditional mom. There's so many things. There's so many things. And then the role that... Oh, yeah, I went crazy.
The text message that Cheyenne sent us.
Yes.
I'll give you a little brief look at it.
Oh, I'm so excited I get to join that conversation.
I couldn't sleep, and I was going crazy.
This is the...
Oh, my God.
You're talking about your girthy email. This is a girthy text.
This is great.
I was like, hey, I have this idea, and then I sent them a big-ass text.
Dude, this is a novel.
But it's...
I didn't even know there was such thing called a mompreneur. Is that what I am?
Yeah, you're a mom entrepreneur.
I didn't even know.
I
See, that's a modern-day mom.
Supporting each other. So I feel like I love... just from watching you and your journey that you have, since you aren't involved with church.
Super mom, that's my mom.
I know, I saw that and I was like, oh, look at this one. But there's so many different
ways.
Titles, and then what I'll do is I'll send it to you because
I like the yoga pants and lattes.
The yoga pants and lattes, that's full of writer school. They'll be like, what are you doing today? You want to go to lunch? I'm like, I have to work. They're like, well, we're going to go to yoga and get a latte. I'm like, I have to work.
I wear my yoga pants, but I don't actually go to yoga.
I don't actually go.
Me neither. I'll wear them to work.
I wear your yoga pants to work.
But I really like the topic of redefining motherhood and what that looks like and the stereotypes that comes with it. Also, the social media pressure that comes with being a modern day mom, and whether it's negative or positive. And then just breaking down those stereotypes. I mean, the general stereotype that's overall of a traditional mom, you stay home, you take care of the kids, you cook, you clean, and then you do the next the next day. But I think moms today have changed what motherhood can look like, can feel like, and can be in different ways. Even if you still are the mom that stays home, cooks, cleans, and takes care of your kids, those moms, I see those moms all over social media putting that content out that shows this is a full-time job.
It is a full-time job.
I am that mom too. I'm that mom and I'm the mompreneur because I have my own business, but it's run by me and my husband. So all the things still have to get done at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the things still have to get done for the office, for the work side of it. So I'm the stay-at-home mom who cooks, clean, laundry, all the things all day long. And then once the baby is asleep, it's here's an hour for my husband.
Right. No.
I love you.
Yeah.
And here's this.
That's reality of a lot of women.
Yeah.
But it's how do we redefine what that looks like for an individual? And then you talked about titles and not being so stuck on a title or holding on to this title. We've been talking about that.
We were just touching on that
because I got stuck on all the hats that I wear. But who am I without all the hats? But then all the hats make me who I am in some sense. So those are just to catch up to speed of where we're at.
Oh, this is good.
Yes. So next week.
Oh, I'm excited.
That's what we're going to hit on.
I love that.
And I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah. I'm excited too because it's such a big and amazing topic, and to hear us all talk about it is going to be amazing.
And there's also grace for every mom title, like whatever it is. Like if you are the yoga pant and latte mom,
I want to be you,
or
like I want to hang out with you.
That mom is, I feel like there's grace over that season.
Yeah.
And just because you're that mom now doesn't mean that you're going to be that same mom with your next kid or in 3 years. So just like even if it's a season that you don't want to be in, to soak it up while you are there. Because somebody could look in on your life and be like, dang, I wish I was a stay-at-home mom who never had to leave my kids.
Yeah.
And vice versa. The stay-at-home mom could look in.
I wish I
ran 18 companies. So I think we're always like looking into someone else's season and like wishing that was us. But sometimes we just got to look into our own and be like, it's not that bad here.
Yeah.
You know, like,
and then embrace it.
Yeah, and embrace it.
I like mine. Like, I like the balance of being able to stay home, work from home, but then also having to leave the home and then still trying to manage the home from being over here.
Yeah.
You know, I try not to compare in this season of my life as much as I have in the past, where it's easy to compare yourself to someone that you see that just looks better, has the fancier car or the nicer house, or they get to do the latte thing. I want to do the latte thing sometimes.
Let's like a day where we're the latte and yoga.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Like, we can be them, okay? Because it's so easy to fall into that realm of just comparison.
Yeah.
But it's also just as easy to not, like, to sit and be happy with like whatever mom you are.
Because I feel like, I think like Shai said, it is so easy to compare and like, hey, I wish I could do that or be you. But like you said, it is nice. I do love the mom that I am in my season, and being able to do my dream career and then being able to do pickup and drop-offs and all these things. But I have learned slowly but surely to love and be in that season and be present in that season and not be like, damn, I wish this, I wish that, because
and that is a true stealer of joy. Like,
it is,
when we're
because it can really
hoping we're somewhere else.
Because that can really mess with your. I mean, I do struggle with anxiety, but it can mess with your everything. It mess with your health, like just putting that all that into your head. So. Sitting in your...
So me being a mom, it's 3:00. I have to run to pick up my kid, but I'm going to let you guys end it. But before I go, I just want to...
end?
I need to like run. I was supposed to be out at 2:50. Okay. But before I leave, I just want to say that I'm going to put up a SpeakPipe link on our page where you guys can record a message. The message is going to be for Remy. You're basically going to tell her what you want her to hit on, like what topics you would like her to lead, because the days that she does come, we would like her to lead the topic or to lead a guest or invite whatever it is. So whatever you guys want Remy to touch on, please click the link, record your message, and then next week we're going to play your messages to Remy. Or if you just want to give her some flowers,
give her flowers,
then that's fine also. Whatever you guys want to say.
You guys don't have to give the flowers because y'all are so kind and y'all have done that enough. I'd rather you focus your attention on telling me what you
like. Tell me what you want
to hear, because like, I want to serve y'all as like the audience and not just like, do what I think y'all want to hear. So to know exactly what you're interested in would be helpful in our planning.
Yeah, so click on the SpeakPipe link. Yeah. I'm going to run. You guys can close out with the advice and W-tips.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sounds good. No, you're fine. Okay, so how we close out every session, we either give advice that we're just feeling that comes from our heart, or we give our WTF moments of the week, or a moment that you just really had and you're just like, what the hell just happened to me? Or like, what, just somebody needs to hear this story. So it's either like a story or an advice that just really, sometimes it could be advice that you're giving to yourself that you want others to hear. I feel like I do that a lot. Or just your WTF that you're just like, what the fuck? What in the world? What in the world just happened to me? So that's how we close out every podcast. So do you have anything? Can you think? I think I will start off. I'm trying to think of, I swear, and it's always hard because sometimes throughout the week you're like, oh, I have my WTF for the podcast.
And then you totally
forget it. But I started writing it down because somebody called me out on the podcast and they're like, Shannon, you never remember. And I'm like, you know what? And so I was for a moment writing them all down. But I think what's on my heart for advice is something that I just been going through is I know we talk about giving ourselves grace all the time, but just to be super transparent, the last few weeks I've been really struggling with my anxiety and just overthinking and just being just in my head. So with that, I just say to just take your time, breathe, and then just be one with yourself, with God, and just pray at that moment. I think that sometimes we can be so hard on ourselves. And not in the moment. And just being overwhelmed, but sometimes just taking back and praying and making sure that knowing that you're good. So my advice is just take that moment and just give yourself grace and love on yourself for just that moment if you're feeling overwhelmed or overworked.
And give yourself compassion too.
Compassion,
because we don't do that. It's like sometimes it's easy to give grace but hard to give compassion. And you're like, you can understand.
That is true.
Like, oh, I'm having a hard time. I have to give myself grace, but then we still like beat ourselves up over having the hard time.
Yes, I like that. Yes. So you're like, yes, just
now also be compassionate to yourself. Like, don't just give yourself grace and in there, like also encourage yourself and say like, I'm so sorry, self.
I love that. Yes.
Like the compassion you would give to a friend.
You do need to give yourself compassion. So yes, give yourself compassion as well because you can, like you said, you can give yourself grace. I'm like, it's okay. Like, but love on yourself. I feel like sometimes we just don't. And we say we're going to do that and self-love and all those things, but it's easier said than done.
Right. It's like a concept.
Yeah. But
that we don't actually implement in our lives.
Literally. So at that moment, bring it back in. I like that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You just helped.
You know what's crazy? I this can just be my advice because I don't want to take up too much time, but last night, one of my friends said, because she was speaking about like struggling with anxiety and fear, and she was like, I'm just tired of being depressed. I'm tired of it. I've been going through this for so long. And she's like, I just decided today to be happy. Like, I have all these decisions to make tomorrow, and I have decisions to make tonight. But like in this moment right here, I'm going to take a walk, and I'm going to just be happy. I'm going to like look around and acknowledge that there's trees who are surviving without working too hard to do it. And there's birds who are somehow finding food without working too hard to do it.
That is,
and it's just like us as humans think we have to just think through the next 10 years. And that stresses us out to where right now we're robbed of the happiness that is free. Like, it's literally free to just say in this moment, like, tonight's hard. Tomorrow's hard. But like right now I have 10 minutes to be free. To be free and to choose joy.
That is so real because I have begun to do that. We're like, you know what? I'm not going to sit in this. And the last couple of days, so the other day I came home, dropped Parker off, and I came home like, okay, let me do a couple work things. And I'm like, you know what? I went and had a picnic with one of my girlfriends outside, just embraced what the world had, like just embracing the birds singing, the sun hitting my back, just all the things, grass. Like literally being out in nature and saying it's not me today, like not today, is beautiful. Because a couple times I've done that, like, you know what? I'm gonna go on a walk. I'm gonna take a stroll, no phone on me, and just walk.
Walks are my saving grace. Honestly, I come back home so much happier after.
Literally, it's like being outside is medicine, you guys. If you are feeling down or in that space, go outside, put your phone down. Even if you
phone down, that is key.
Put your phone down.
That is absolutely
because that's
key.
Another distraction of stealing your happiness. If you can't be alone, go with your kid. Embrace that time with your child. Walk with him touch plants with them. Yeah. Just make it a thing. Yeah, let them slow you down for sure. Yeah. Oh, I like that closing, you guys, because because it's really been on my heart. It's heavy on my heart, and I feel like I know there's people out there struggling as well. So I hope this is something like taking from Remy's advice, from her friend, just collectively, both of us vibing off of that.
Yeah. And also realizing what's actually being targeted when your joy is targeted. Mm-hmm. Like if someone is targeting how you feel about yourself, that's them targeting your identity. So then to realize, like, whoa, what's really happening here? Yeah. Like now you don't even want me. Oh, this is something else going on. Like now I'm supposed to feel less about myself. When now I can't do all the things that I'm supposed to do in life because I'm now depressed because this made me feel that way. And it's like, it's a deeper attack on us internally when we go through certain things like that. So like when your joy is being compromised, figure out what it is that's actually being targeted and know that there's like a bigger
thing. Yeah. And not just you.
It's not just you. Yeah, and fight back. Like, no, depression today, no. Nope. Absolutely not. You will not win.
You will not
fight back.
Steal my happiness.
Yeah, I've had to fight back a lot lately. We'll talk about all these things later, but I've been fighting.
So, yes, you guys, please make sure to voice what you would like in the speak box. I think that's what it was called. Was that what it was called? Out of the speak box that we will be putting up the link up. And making sure that you're telling Remy what you would like to hear from her, her flowers, or whatever you would like to say to her. But yes, so thank you for listening to the Think Loud crew. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your favorite platform on our podcast. I am not the best at this closing. You do Thank you. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to tell your crew about our crew.